Hello and welcome. So first thing I want to point out is for those of you who don't have access to the player-owned ports because of maybe not having a level 90 requirement, I want to point out that you could still have access to Meg. As you can see by the stats on this character, it has no level 90 stats, and Meg is a weekly event. Each week you just talk to her, give her advice on what to do. There's really no wrong answers, but the answer you do give her does kind of affect the reward that you get. Rewards are a reward chest that gives you coins and as well as a pretty big XP lamp. So if you have not been to the ports yet, here's a reason why anybody should, because there's no requirement on accessing Meg. So onto the actual ports. For today, it's actually Thursday in the UK, so now you could go use the gossip option on the barmaid, but at the moment I didn't actually use it yet because I didn't want to do this because it will actually replace your third listed voyage. So I wanted to see if it would still let me do the whole gossip option if I had no missions left over. After discovering the Skull region, I can now hunt for scrolls to make the armor. So now that I've unlocked the Skulls region, I can also use the manage option on the navigator. So here I can choose which scrolls I want to focus on. There is the Scrimshaw's, Rocktail. Oh, by the way, Scrimshaw's. There's actually a new icon above the bolt. It's a new, I guess, armor slot. It's just, you just wear it and it goes there. It lasts for like 3 to 4 hours before degrading. But there's Scrimshaw's Rocktail Stew scrolls and the level 85 armor scrolls. With the current bosses, I probably want to go for the mage armor because the rest you don't really need them. So onto the voyages. The special voyages are where you get the scrolls. Depending on your level, you get somewhere around 3 special voyages a day. For today, I have the chance to attempt for a mage armor scroll, but the requirements are pretty high. 5,000 seafaring, which I probably can't get anywhere near that amount, and it takes 2.5 hours to return. Also, the other voyages above it, the top one is the Whaler storyline, and the middle one is just whatever the reward is. Now, this is done on my noob account, Molecule X2, my Nils to Mills account. So I decided to try it out, maximizing my seafaring as high as possible, which isn't that high since I don't actually have access to that good of characters yet, which I was only able to get about 30%. That's about as high as I could get it. So at this point, I have no idea if the voyage will, like the voyage for the scroll, will disappear the next day. I'm not sure if it carries over, but I want to try it out today just because if it doesn't, at least I tried for it. And 30% is as good as I could get, so I'll find out in 2.5 hours if it succeeds. Now here's something I don't understand too much at the moment. This is done on my noob account, so it doesn't have all 99 stats, but when I sent out my first special voyage for the Mage Scroll one, it took away all the other 2 special voyages on my list. This happened yesterday as well, so I'm thinking it might have something to do with the skill level. Of course, this is just speculation till we get more information. So after sending out my first special voyage, I had a standard voyage that would unlock the Siren Shell thingy, so why not try for it? And check back in like a couple hours when it's done. So 2.5 hours later, I got a message saying that one of my ships completed the mission for the Forgotten Scrolls. So I run to the ports and, oh, by the way, if you have sounds on, which is the second one from the top, you'll hear a bell when the ships have returned, which is useful if you're AFK and you have sounds on. And I didn't manage to get a Mage Scroll piece. It failed. Let's see. I lost 150 bamboo just to fix the ship from the damages, but I guess the upside is I didn't lose any sailors, so I guess that's good. But I mean, like 30%, that probably wasn't gonna go well. It would have been nice if I actually got something, but oh well. So 4 minutes later, I get my second ship back, and I was able to get the Captain Trait Eager, which I guess is for morale. I think it boosts morale. I'm not entirely sure on that. And each captain can have up to 4 traits on them, from what I know, although I only know of a few traits. So this pretty much covers the good things that happened since the first day. There are random events that can happen in the player-owned ports. You'll get a message in your chat box like this to tell you to talk to a certain person in the ports. So for me, I got the last serve as mine. Of course, this is a random event, so it happens randomly when you finish a voyage. This one, I just served 20 people around the bar. If you ever get this one, don't forget to go upstairs There is also people leaning against buildings adjacent to the bar, but especially look out for, well, basically just look out for the yellow dots on the map. From completing random events, you get these kind of effects. These could be added to your boat and crew. It boosts the stats of like seafaring, morale, combat. Depends which one you get, but basically it just boosts the different variables. I think one of them has speed. Since these don't take too long to do, I would highly suggest doing these if you ever get them. It will really help when you're going for that one scroll peak. So that pretty much covers it for this video. Remember that there's no requirements for Meg, so no matter what your level is, you could get the weekly XP lamp and coins from Meg. Now, it resets on Wednesday. Then I tried for the Mage Scroll, but, 30%. I guess it was kind of wishful thinking if I could achieve that, but I didn't get it. I did get the Eager trait on my captain. And if you get any random events, it's actually pretty good to use it because you get these bonus effects, which could really help if you maybe need that little more boost. So that pretty much sums it up for this video. As always, thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.